we are with Star Wars Fellowship, Pitch Black, Season 2, Episode 6, Downtime. We are in October 2021. I am Devin, playing the Overlord Framework Playbook, and with me today is...
Stephanie, playing 411KM, the Air Playbook.
Peter as Shiny Peak, the Nilvanian Force Mystic, the Ogre.
Ian, playing Sicarius, a Harch, the Spider Playbook.
Holden, playing Zevendray, Human Jedi Knight, using the Lantern Playbook.
Alright, gang, so who wants to recap what happened last session? There's been no significant delay between recording these two events.
We went down deeper into the bowel of the ships and we fought Mr. Fear. And he showed us some possible future, and shenanigans ensued, and we exercised it.
Yes, you defeated the Overlord's general. Well, one of them.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Perfect.
Yeah, I remember the trippy, future illusion, but also not an illusion thing. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and we may or may not have holographic recordings of the Emperor spilling his whole plan.
His whole plan just to
definitely do
a constant dick forever.
Anakin's up to something or knows something now. If you guys had some.
Wait,
we did meet him in the vision.
I think I missed that episode.
I don't remember anymore. I don't remember what happened.
No, I think you were there. I think you had to pop out for a few minutes, though, or something.
Oh, okay. Because I don't remember getting a recording of the Emperor being evil.
Because we did that whole, into the future, but also kind of not into the future. I don't technically know.
When you talked to the giant aliens?
No, when we fought the fear guy, because he threw us into the future, and he's fight this thing, and then Anakin was there, and he was all like, what's going on? This is weird.
Wow, yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, maybe you weren't there.
Yeah.
It's just... These moments have been lost to time like tears in rain. That's all.
Right? The funniest outcome of this is we can't remember anything. We were there and we don't remember dick about it. But someone listening to these episodes is like, what? Steph was in that whole episode. She doesn't remember being in it? It's gonna be amazing.
Oh man.
Oh, this season has been fucking cursed. Are we seriously only on episode 6? Because we've been doing this for 5 months.
I know, right?
God.
Feels like years.
Episode 6 of the second season, so,
We started season 2
I meant the second season.
March or June. That's how bad the delays have been.
Yeah.
Spoiler, listener.
Jesus.
Recording frequency has sucked. That's why the game's wrapping early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because some people are burnt out of all the days and everything.
And Canada.
And you're burnt out of Canada?
Yeah, I blame Canada.
Wow.
Oh, plus the snow's going to be coming soon up here, and that'll knock out regular recording.
Winter's coming.
Yeah.
I might lose Devin.
Right? So, we're going to be moving into a little bit of downtime, which if people have their Fellowship playbook, move summary thing PDF open, we'll tell them about a little bit of downtime. Basically, everyone gets to set a scene about what's going on for someone else, but we're so far beyond caring about that people can just kind of, suggest their own scenes. It's fine to kind of get us all refreshed and ready to go for the next leg of the journey. Sounds about right?
Mm-hmm.
So, who would like to start?
You get to heal.
Yeah, you get to refresh all your nonsense from your stuff.
Oh
Yes.
shit, that's good because we got the absolute shit kicked out of us last time.
Curb
Right.
stomped.
It erases necrotic, right? Doing
Yeah,
all
yeah,
downtime.
Everything.
All that gets maintenance.
Thank God.
It's a
Right.
recover move.
So, also, did I give people fellowship options for the Nilvanians?
I don't think we
no.
ever did.
No, we were
Damn.
going to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, we were
to
going
do
to do it
that
at the
in
beginning of
between.
the next session, and then it didn't happen for 5 weeks.
Yeah, that
We
was weeks
forgot.
ago. Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, we'll do it at the beginning. We'll do a whole goodbye thing, and you guys will say goodbye to the Nvanians. And
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I owe you
Yeah, we did
guys
one.
I owe you guys one fellowship move, and we'll figure that out at the end of this session because this session is just going to be a little, not super high impact.
I've
Okay.
forgotten how to do the strike through on the damn character sheet again because it's
You got to
been
go
2
up to
months.
format, text, strike through.
Wasn't there a shorthand?
Alt Shift 5.
Okay, Alt Shift 5.
Oh,
There it
6.
is.
Perfect.
Very intuitive.
Oh, yeah, that's totally memorable.
So, who'd want to do their downtime scene first? And you guys can double up and stuff. It don't matter. It's all very loose.
Yeah, well, I assume we're gonna heal up on the crime droid because that
Yeah.
sounds like a good healing place.
Right.
For
That's
sure.
where our bases are.
Yeah, and Sicarius is definitely very injured because we all remember last session where he got completely
Stepped on.
destroyed. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you have
You
the arm
lost it?
torn off?
I did get an arm torn off.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Listeners,
Did.
we're actually not sorry. I was going to apologize, but I mean, fuck it.
Now we need to find Anakin's arm and graft it onto your,
No, I remember I got an arm torn off, and I don't think I said this in session, but I was gonna be like, "See, brother, now I'm like you," and have a robotic arm, and just to really twist the knife in there.
I'll show you twist the
Well, you
knife.
don't have your face card.
Yeah, no. So
Shining Seek was the one who was supposed to lose an arm, but you can get a cool robot arm too now.
yeah, I like how we deliberately tried to get Shining Peak to lose an arm. He did not, or they did not, and I did
It's just not going to
instead.
happen. It's just not going to happen at this point. Everyone else in the world it happens to.
It's just gonna happen where it's like one day Shining Peak's just in the kitchen cooking up some breakfast or something, and then just I slipped with the knife, and that's how they lost their arm. It's not gonna be a cool story. It's not gonna be anything interesting. It's just gonna be some random accident, like the door on the
Nick
ship.
Fury.
Yeah, exactly. Like the door on the ship just closed slightly too quick, and it caught his arm. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we're on the crime droid healing up, and Sicarius is very injured, and definitely has called his brother and is telling him all about how we're the same now because we have robotic parts.
Your brother ain't taking your call. Find Darth Maul.
That's fair. I've left him a voicemail telling him we're the same and that we're looking for Darth Maul. And yeah, I'm gonna start asking around, trying to find any information about Darth Maul.
All right,
I assume.
How are you two thinking about going about this?
Well, I mean, I have probably a bunch of contacts in the shadier side of businesses, and then 411
I've got a bunch
KM
of has
Oh,
a
go
bunch
ahead.
of contacts on the other side.
Yeah.
You've got
So-
friends on the other side.
All right, pooling resources together. So I wonder if we could throw a move together at this. What would this be, you think? Look closely?
Yeah.
All right, well, who wants
Yeah,
to do
that
it?
sounds.
Sure. Look closely is what? Sense?
Yeah.
Wisdom?
Sense.
Sense.
Uh,
I've got +2. What do you have?
I got +2. I can help you if you want to roll for it.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right, go
Let me
for it.
bring
'cause
up
we're
the
Working
face
together.
Boop, boop, boop. And oh, nice. With hope, 11 plus 2, 13.
Nice.
Okay, so you get to ask 3 questions from the list, or basically 3 questions. What y'all looking for?
Where the
This
hell
is
is
some-
Maul?
Well, Maul's on the Given Homeworld. We've established that just as a kind of pretense. That's kind of where he is. So what do you want to know about his situation, basically?
All right. What was he looking for anything? And what is he doing?
So for what is he looking for anything? What do you think Maul would be on the Given Homeworld from? It recently got sacked by the Necromonger Horde and was a shipbuilding planet. That was their whole hat.
Oh, he wants
So
a
he's
new
either
ship.
looking for a ship or he's probably looking for a ship.
Okay, that makes sense. So that's probably exactly what he's up to then. He's on the Given Homeworld looking for a ship. Do you want to speculate why?
Get the
Well, that's
heck
why I'm
out of
asking.
Dodge.
Oh, yeah. Get out of the system.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's probably exactly why he's looking for a ship, trying to escape the storm that boxes everyone in. So yeah, that's why he's there. He's trying to find I guess a storm runner or something to kind of navigate the Strait of Messina's natural defenses.
Okay.
All right, next question.
Ian, help me out here.
Do we know if he's close to succeeding in getting a ship?
Well, how long has it been since you left him behind would be the question, right? Like, I can't really remember how long it's been since
I can't
season
remember
1.
either.
It feels like 50
A
years have gone
while.
by.
6 months.
He's long gone, guys. He's out of the sector. He's moved on with his life.
He's already in the sequel movies.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The prequel sequels?
Our ultimate failure as a campaign, we let him get into Solo.
Right? He's just dancing around in his colored hologram projector that no one else has. Just so his lightsaber can be red.
Amazing.
Oh God.
Amazing.
He's ordering
Oh
Paul Bettany
God,
around.
I'd forgotten about that.
Wonderful.
Okay, so how close
yeah,
do you think Maul is to getting his shit together and getting the fuck out of here?
Probably pretty close. I feel like we
Alright.
left him a while ago.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds like you're in trouble.
Yeah. This is kind of a roach motel for everybody, this whole system, but he's pretty resourceful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
sure enough.
the clock is ticking.
He survived worse. So, last question.
I think that's good. I think that we know
Yeah.
where he is. We know we need to
What
rush
he's
over
doing.
there.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, you know what I love about you'll learn it the hard way? It implies that if you have nothing better to think of for how this could be the hard way, is that the medium that you see the tape on just like does a hard cut and damages you. Like, this message will self-destruct. So it's like,
Shining Peak goes to retrieve like the data tape from the drive and gets her arm pulled in and chewed off.
Right? It's like, what the fuck happened? It's like, I guess I learned that the hard way. It happens sometimes.
Yeah. Just what, guys? Why do we keep sending explosive mail to each other? I don't know. It's fun.
If this was us using
It's
Fellowship,
quirky.
if this was us using Fellowship for Star Trek and it was a fucking joke, it would be like, someone's checking the computer in like an episode of a really laid back episode where like, it says here in 1989, this company was launched and that's the base of the episode. It's like, and you learn it the hard way, and the console explodes like they're in battle and that person has blood on their face and it's sick day. It's like, oh Jesus. Why do we run so much power through these consoles?
I'm now just picturing the console. All it needs is like a a single outlet, just a standard plug, and they're running like a giant transformer, like a full thing going to it, and they're like, why?
They've used a bolt cutter to cut the grounding plug off.
Oh.
Mr.
Safety first.
The cord is like orange rubber and as thick as your arm, going
glowing.
Spock is using it to charge his comm badge.
Yeah.
Worf is absolutely beside himself every single day because whenever a small mystery or dilemma appears on the ship, at least 3 people get a serious injury from just looking things up. You learn it the hard way. That would be my pitch for if people did that in Fellowship. Just have that happen constantly. Like the iPads are exploding, the tricorders detonate, and just hurt someone in the background. Pass it off to a red shirt.
Worf gets judo tossed for no fucking reason by like Wesley.
Data's like, he just had it coming this episode. No, people are like the bridge crew is walking away from like the botany room or whatever, where Data's being like phasered to the ground after someone gets their neck broken. It's like what happened, sir? It's like, oh, it was lore. It happens every once in a while. He swapped. Half the time Data does something wrong. It's just lore impersonating him. So, you have your answers for Maul. You shake down your contacts and get that all kind of lined up. Is there anything else you want to do on your time off, your rest?
I think that was my main goal.
Yeah. Get Sicarius patched up and get him a robot arm.
Robot arm?
Do we need some closure for your brother, Kim?
Oh, that's right! But now I can just show him my upgraded orb.
Oh, he's not here.
So jealous.
He's left. He's just so angry. He's left. He's getting ready. He's gone on to prepare for the final conflict.
Oh, good. The only thing better than closure. Escalation.
Yeah, at some
point.
At some point, you triggered the flag in the save game that removes him from your home base. So you can no longer roleplay with him because he's gone on to the final conflict now. You're like, when does that trigger? And you're like, I don't know. You must have flipped it during the last encounter, like with the kidnapping in Mass Effect 2, right after you get Legion. Can't do that side quest anymore. You can't get the golden body.
Like 411 KM is now just like embarked on has forsaken both the Renegade and Paragon paths and has embraced the Tony Stark path of enraging all of our villains into existence.
Right.
For the rest of the series.
Had we had enough time, you would have been able to do your brother's side quest and unlock your indestructible gold-plated body. It would have made the final encounter so much easier. But no, yes, your brother has vacated the area.
Maybe that's what my destiny upgrade is.
Oh my god. Having yourself put into a Beskar body.
Did we do upgrades at the end of last session?
I don't know.
I don't remember anymore. It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like 3 weeks is an understatement.
I think everybody got an upgrade or something like that.
Oh my god.
I think so.
I love that this episode is instructional in just how forgetful people can get when they're doing online games. Where it's like, yeah, if you want to do a podcast at home, listener, keep in mind, if you don't run for 3 or 4 weeks, this is what the episode looks like. Keep your notes.
Yep.
Especially if you've got like 3 of them going.
Oh, yeah. God.
It all kind of jumbles together. This is instructive.
Yeah.
This is exactly the kind of content we put out at Sponsored by Nobody, showing you what podcast creation looks like for realsies.
All right. But no, I think that's all we wanted to do is track down Maul.
All right. Well, you're able to track him down to where he is, and you have the next hint you need. So we'll swing the spotlight then to anyone else who wants to do a downtime action.
I'd like to get together with KM and see what we can get out of her databases during that shared hallucination that doesn't appear to have actually been a hallucination.
Oh, that's right. I downloaded stuff that the zombies were trying to destroy. I remember now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh, I thought that's what you were talking about.
I was just trying to see if you actually had, like, if your memory core, like, actually had, like, footage and audio of the Emperor telling us his entire fucking plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, what?
In, like, 1080p. Like, motion.
Yeah, that seems like it would be, like, really useful for getting Trench on board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with, like,
Definitely
motion
sending
smoothing
Trench a
turned
copy.
off and everything.
I don't remember that at all. Oh my god. So what did the Emperor say, basically?
That I'm evil and I hate life and I'm going to make everyone miserable forever and you're stuck in the bad place with me.
Okay, I gotcha.
He's like, I am the Phantom Menace, suck my dick.
Yeah. This entire galaxy
pretty much
is a
word for word.
cage that was built to keep you in and I get to torture you forever. Who are you in this scenario? Every living thing that isn't me. I'm going to be pulling wings off of you for eternity.
All right, yeah. So you get the you get the high def download.
There's a lot of cuts in there of Anakin being confused and angry and attacking you guys.
So notably, like, usually, like, a shared hallucination is not going to show up on a droid's audio and video receptors. So this is some weird shit.
Yeah. How alarming. Unless the droid was
really
insane.
happened.
So I mean, I'm fully aware that this is not, like, admissible in space court. You know, Your Honor, we'd like to submit a Kandarian Demons, like, a twisted hellscape prophecy. No, but I mean, all the shit that, like, the Phantom Emperor is spouting, like, it makes a distressing amount of fucking sense.
Right?
Yeah.
I imagine you guys
I'm kind of hoping that's enough for Trench.
I imagine if you brought this to the Senate, like, everyone would be like, we're obviously not going to take this as evidence under court, except, like, the ET race in the background. It's like, no, we know what demons are. Our fingers banish them. Yeah, definitely. No, it's real. In my mind, ET aliens also can exorcise demons. Because, they can do the glow thing.
So what, they make those orbs of their fingers when they die?
No, the orbs and their magic are just related.
So you have bigger ETs out there.
Yeah,
oh, God.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what a Rancor is. You have to add a shitload of muscle mass to support the neck at that point.
Yeah, that's what that's their Neanderthals on their planet. That's what they descend from. They ride them into battle. But yeah, no, you have definitive, actual, like, proof that whatever you saw wasn't like a hallucination. It was something.
Okay, well, we've got old Sheev admitting to setting up the entire Clone War in 4K.
Right.
And unfortunately, we're stuck. Like, evidence from, like, demonic hell vision, and B, we're stuck here in the Strait of Messina where we can't do a lot with it. But
I mean,
at least we've got it. Let's make some backup tapes.
I mean, to put this into perspective, this is something that the Jedi Council would believe. They totally act on this information. They'd be like, whoa, holy shit, what? A demon told you what? Yeah, we need to act now. That's a Sith Lord. That's a huge problem. You have no idea how much of a pain in the ass these things can be. Wait a minute, this all makes sense
Master
now.
Master
Palpatine
Yoda... But Master Yoda, this is like weird shit from a dream vision. It's like, exercise discretion to this point, we have not.
Right?
YOLO, I say.
It's like, look, all this shit matches up, dog. Okay, we're gonna act on it. Like, yeah, you're right. Palpatine is the Phantom Menace. Oh my god, it makes sense. And Dooku and all of it's clicking together. They'd all be so mad at themselves.
Oh god.
Oh well, we can't offer them a sick burn and own them all.
But yeah, no. If you could get this
Mace
to
Windu,
Yoda,
we'll take one guy to go fight him.
Yoda would take this shit seriously, like immediately.
Oh shit! I need to take a sick leave.
Yeah, he'd act on it right away, no questions asked. He'd be like, demonic tauntings from beyond the world. That's good enough for me. We're gonna at least put the senator under like suspicion, or the Supreme Chancellor. He's not going to be allowed to make decisions until we can clear up this demon accusation.
Like, I've seen the vision of the angels and myself as a golem creature. I think that's fine.
Quick, round up 20 clone troopers and use them to take him into custody. Yeah.
Let's gather every Jedi on Coruscant and go talk to him one-on-one.
With a troop of stormtroopers at our backs.
Yoda's like, have ships in orbit aimed at his office.
Bring the Zilla Beast.
Yeah. Awaken the Zilla Beast.
I tell you what, if the Zilla Beast attacks him, he's evil. If it doesn't attack him, he's not evil.
Simple premise.
I'm willing to
Master
roll the
Windu.
dice if you are. Yeah, I'm willing to roll the dice on this one if you are. Just yeets your Zilla Beast.
So he just starts immediately attacking. Okay, clearly he was the bad guy. Get him.
Just all chancellors, please report to the Senate. We're gonna release silver Zilla Beasts in here, and anyone left alive is a good guy. That's
every live action character like curb stomping and beating up the actor for Palpatine, like outside of his Palpatine makeup. Like he just looks like a nice, friendly dude, and they're just like constantly beating him up, giving him the boot. And he's like, I've been foiled. Shit.
Oh my god. I need to AFK for 2 seconds.
Sure. I guess we'll hit the pause button.
or
we can go to
Shining Peaks. Shining Peaks downtime.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're back. Just had to play around with the recorder a bit. So, who wants to do their downtime scene next?
I guess it's me next.
All right, Pete, what are you looking for?
Well, probably it would be good to start with the macro crawler, what have you. And since we didn't get to, have Shiny Peak lose an arm, I could say it's atrophied or whatever. So we have the ghost hand.
If you're really that obsessed with losing the arm and really want it, you can absolutely have it atrophy off in symbolic symmetry.
You have a ghost hand, so yes.
All right. So yes, Shining Peak's hand withers off rapidly in the next couple of days while you rest.
That's distressing.
It's less of a heel rest and more of a ouch kind of rest, right? Like that's counterintuitive.
Who's in the heel rest? Is the Macrochlorian doing anything, or is just chilling, or what?
It's like providing you with like, it's hard to really quantify, but like it's providing you with like wellsprings of confidence and like stability and like centering. It's making you feel more at peace and at home, and like it helps reinforce like good thought processes and kind of help you let go and dismiss of emotions that are damaging or like self-destructive. It's like having a tiny little Buddha in your stomach. It's also, really, really upticking the amount of salt foods you intake.
Well, perfect. With that, confidence, we can go and deal with something that we wanted to deal with way back when. We just go and kill the roaches. Those sapient phages.
All right, so you're going to that colloquoid mansion on Commercia Prime, is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
All right, how do you want this to go down? How are you planning this out? Where does the action, meet the road here? Because there's like a whole series of steps involved in getting here and getting these guys. Where do you want there to be the highlight?
I mean, the highlight would be that now I'm the Ascendant, and I took my overlords as warrior. I'm unbeatable in combat. So just thinking about ripping into this place with a giant goat hand that doesn't care.
Oh, okay. So you just like walk in the front door and start immediately dismantling everyone here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah. Well, then it's right. So like, yeah, there are war droids and mercenaries and guards and like pets they have, and you're just gonna clear right through them with a music video playing in the background.
Yeah, just like those ghost out visions from Tartakovsky's Clone Wars. This one is big and mighty. Smack, smack.
All right, well, the colloquids are going to try to bargain with you and be like, no, don't kill us. We don't eat people anymore. They definitely had someone in a pot when you came on by. Some of us haven't eaten people in 3 or 4 hours.
I'm just going to squeeze the life out of them here.
All right, bugs stomped.
I'm feeling better.
Perfect.
So, for the giant aliens.
The giant aliens.
Are we going to get shit out of them too?
Yeah, they deserve it.
I mean, they're really dead. I mean, kind of. Yes. They did leave their shit behind.
So you're able to get to the cosmic metronome, their temple, and are going to use the macrochlorian to call the giant aliens back so that you and Zevon can talk with them.
Yep.
All right. Well, considering I don't remember any of the visual descriptions of how they emerge and stuff and what they look like and the tone behind it, you are there before the giant aliens, exactly as last time. They're there to provide you with wisdom and guidance and support in stopping this problem.
Atrocity?
Mess that they made.
Yeah. So what do you need from them? What do you want to talk to them about?
Well, we do know of technically what's Emperor. He's a demon, right? Or something else?
You're talking about Palpatine?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, as far as they know, it's very possible that this person you're describing to them, that you're kind of like, giving them an impression of, it's like, yeah, it's extremely possible that this person is possessed by one of these demons that escaped the well.
Yeah, and he wants to go on some universe crusade to kill all life in the universe and starve everything, including itself.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like what a nihilistic demon made of absolute alien forms of hatred and entropy would be like. Yeah, that's spot on.
So how do we stop this?
Stop that guy? Probably want to shoot the Deadlight Prism at it to exercise it, once you get out of the Strait of Messina. And, fight it.
How do we shut the gate? Period.
So, these things can't usually exist in the reality you occupy. Not in the numbers that they exist in the reality they live in. Probably only 1 or 2 at a time can really be out there without the sort of things that provide them sustenance runs out and they just burn up. So the one that you have in your dimension that's possessing that Emperor probably is the limit of how many can be escaped at any one time. So if you throw it back in, there's a chance they might escape later, but odds are you'll have this thing will have extinguished all of the food for a while, and they'll be stuck back there before they can reemerge again. In the short
What about
term,
our more... Go on.
in the short term, that Lord Marshal is whatever it's doing, and this is the most like cynical take based on what they know about these creatures, is they have probably convinced the Lord Marshal to put a plan into motion that would jimmy that hole open more and allow more of them through to try and, I don't know, sweep through the galaxy and find different sources of food that they can sustain themselves with. The ones that are attached to the Lord Marshal don't seem to be like starving. They seem to be able to exist as long as they possess someone or get up inside someone. So the problem here might be that if at this stage right now you guys walk away and don't resolve things, then the Strait is probably going to get at least overrun by these creatures and be sort of like like a quarantined area full of monsters. And then when that empire you guys are talking about in the future happens and eventually gets rebelled against and starts to break down, and then both sides are at their weakest, this place might spill open with zombies and wash across the galaxy and cause problems.
Well, there's no shortage of people out here for them to possess, so it seems rather pressing that we get this gateway shut.
Yeah. If the Strait of Messina wasn't populated, these things would never be able to even find anyone to possess anyway, and that would probably be a much longer-term solution, but you don't really have the ability to do that. They're really at a loss at how these things are spilling out in the first place. You might have to use their own weapons against them, or maybe find some way when you get to this facility that's supposed to crack this hole open to use it to plug it up and seal it up permanently from your end. You should have all the tools you need already, especially if you have the macrochlorian and the deadlight prism. In theory, those tools should be all you need, along with whatever they had Lord Marshal build to act as a manipulator.
What exactly do those tools do? We've been sort of bumbling our way through using one of them. We just acquired the other.
The Witness to Darkness is a sort of spiritual tapestry / record of all of the most like centered and wise and sort of like their Zen masters of the Force that the Zepho ever had. So having it on you will give you kind of the willpower and the kind of strength to push through the weird shit the Kandarians will throw at you. It's more of like a guiding hand or a stabilizing force. The Deadlight Prism is made of material that's essentially concentrated beginning of the universe, and this is in extremely... The Kandarian demons have an allergy to it that sort of forces them to recoil back to their dimension and become less real here. So if you can get the Deadlight Prism and someone with the Witness to Darkness into that facility the Lord Marshal built and play around with it, you might be able to force all that energy into the Sisters and force them away from it as a viable entrance. Poison the area, or like basically put poison in the area so they never can approach it again.
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, we did see what it does to some of the demons that did exercise them. So if we shoot this at the Sisters, amplified through whatever Lord Marshal is putting together, that probably would do a lot of damage to them.
Yeah, and the Witness will be able to guide you towards like you doing the correct actions. Like it'll give you instinctual sort of premonitions about if you're on the right track or not when it starts mattering.
And as for the Lord Marshal himself?
However you choose to resolve that's up to you.
How key is he to their invasion?
He's probably the only person they've been able to get their hooks into in a way that can show like even a fraction of their real power. So he would be considered unique. It would probably be a very long time before they can find a mind like that again, or like a will like that again to take advantage of to do this sort of thing. And if you poison the Sisters so they won't be able to project themselves through it anymore, you'll cut off one of the only means they have of communicating with this side of the universe.
All right, so we need to deal with the Lord Marshal and shut down the gate, and imperative, make sure that the whatever machinery or facility they designed to crack this gateway open in the first place does not survive.
Yeah, the knowledge required to do what they're doing is so complex that it would take forever for anyone to sort of backwards engineer it, and the Lord Marshal is probably running off of mystical secrets. The Witness to Darkness is the same thing. It's like an abstraction of all that information to kind of guide you along the way, because you'd never be able to learn it in time to do anything with it. So as long as you can take that facility down and take out all of the major architects in its construction, you'll have bought yourself some time, at the very least. Worst case scenario, you've bought yourself centuries, millennia.
Well, we do have a ship with a giant ram on the prow.
Exactly.
Alright, I guess final question, what in the name of the Force made them think it was a good idea to, dump the spiritual effluvia of pure evil into our universe before piecing out?
Shame and hubris, which is why this organization of Zepho, quote unquote, have stayed behind to sort of try to guide the next generation to deal with the can they kicked down the road.
This is the best they can do for us, is the Alan Wake lantern and the giant force slug.
It's pretty good. By their estimates, this will resolve the issue entirely and create lasting peace on this subject throughout your galaxy. Like from a very specific.
What about the giant essence of pure evil they crapped out into that ship that we left locked up down there?
There was a reason they left
until
it
somebody
in
else
between
comes along and fucks with it and lets it out.
There was a reason they left it in the void between galaxies on a afterlife tomb ship to appease it.
Okay, so what I'm hearing here is that if any of us survive this mission, we need to head back to Nelvon, unearth that ship, and either launch it into the Sisters or set the hyperdrive on random and just fire it off somewhere.
Yeah, that'd probably be
somewhere
for the
out
best.
of the galaxy.
Yeah, Armos isn't an existential threat the same way the Kandarian demons are. Its presence just eroded the barrier between worlds enough to let the Kandarians through. Armos on its own would probably cause a lot of problems. Yeah. Armos itself is gonna, it's gonna cause problems, but not on the galactic scale. It would probably cause issues for a local community, and require someone to exercise it and get rid of it. The Zepho
Do they foresee a huge problem with pitching it into the Sisters?
Not really, no.
Because normally a black hole sort of, it's like this hole that your problems disappear into. But in this case, they've been distressingly prone to burping them back up at us, so...
throwing him in the Sisters would probably be a pretty good solution for Armos. He could live out eternity in the gravity well. The giant aliens are, in their own way, they're apologetic, but quite frankly, they'd spent a lot of their very, very extended life trying to get the rest of their culture, on message about this whole peace and calmness and tranquility and moving on from material, this crude matter, and they just could not get that last little holdout to do it, so they made the choice for them. They just did not want to leave the galaxy behind. Yeah, they didn't want to leave all the cruel Zephos that didn't want to get on the same boat behind in the galaxy with everyone else leaving. So fine, we'll just push all the evil out of you. We'll push all the wickedness out of you and leave it here, and you'll come with us to the next afterlife.
We'll be united whether you want it or not.
Yeah, everyone wanted to leave, and these guys were the holdout, and they just couldn't hack it. That's them.
Is there anything else we should be, worried about, knowing about that's out there that we should be dealing with?
No, it
Or
sounds
is
like you
this
got
about
everything.
it?
You sound like you got everything well in hand. You're wrapping it up nicely.
Okay.
The giant aliens are on board. You seem to be taking care of this, exactly as their prophecies laid out.
Huh. Okay then. I guess we just need to deal with 2 different demon things, and we'll be set.
Yeah, and once you guys get out of the Strait of Messina, you can just alert the Republic about what's going on and wrap up Palpatine like in a neat little bow.
Yeah, that'll be easy.
Yeah.
Everyone will recognize him for the evil he is.
Yeah, I'm sure rolling up to Coruscant with like Admiral Trench in tow won't cause us any problems.
I don't know if Admiral Trench will follow us that far. I think he'll be like, I'm just going to go find a nice remote section and wait out there.
I mean, that's the play, right? That's the power play.
Go on.
That's the power play. See if you can get to the Republic Senate and be like, okay, guys, okay. We all know Sheev Palpatine's a cool dude who's like a grandfather figure to us, but what if he was secretly the devil? And here's proof. And the Jedi say that he's the devil too.
See, he'd love the opportunity to just rub the noses of all the senators in the fact that, they didn't see this coming.
I mean, no, that's fair. That's valid.
All you gotta do is get there. Darth Maul and Admiral Trench, testifying before the Senate. Be like, yeah, he raised me from birth to be like an evil dude, and I got cut in half, and he made a brother, and it was a whole thing. Everyone's like, oh my God.
He's the rightful ruler of Mandalore, so his position will hold sway.
Maul, rightful king of Mandalore, has this to say. Spoke at the Senate. Mandalore is just gaining limit.
Well, this is what you get for having trial by combat. Thanks, Wakanda.
I wish they did more in those episodes, but yeah, oh my God.
Yeah, we just roll in with like this like a droid with like footage of like the deformed future emperor ranting and raving, and like testimony from Darth Maul and Admiral Trench. Sheev just standing there at the fucking pulpit like, bruh.
And then we have some exercise, Lord Marshal of the Necromonger Horde, just in captivity.
Anakin's like, so there's this story he told me that he said the Jedi wouldn't, and it's about this dude.
And suddenly it's making a whole lot more sense as I think about it.
Look, I may or may not have been high during that performance. Who goes to opera,
sober.
Well, at the very least, we can convict this motherfucker of talking through operas. At that point.
Which is high treason, if anyone knows anything about, the Jedi Council.
I mean, allegedly, this is a civilized, space culture, so.
Abraham Lincoln him.
I just imagine Yoda sitting there watching the footage, listening to the testimony from Maul and Trench and everyone else, and Ghosts, and being like, yeah, Palpatine, right, he is the bad guy. Remember all those things that would point us towards that conclusion that we just missed? Oh, no. Shit.
Started all this shit on Naboo, he did.
Remember that loyalty chip that everybody knows about? That the clones have?
Well,
and if we're really lucky,
about that.
And if we're really, really lucky, they might end up executing Jar Jar as like an accessory to a coup.
Yeah, it was like Sheev and fucking Senator Binks. They're like, yeah, they both came from Naboo. They both installed themselves in the Senate in the same time. They both profit off it. This has been like a thing.
Jar Jar, the war criminal.
And Jar Jar's like, I'm just a guy, guys. I'm not part of this. I'm not doing the accent either, but I'm not part of this.
Because there's always two there are. He reveals himself to be the master of Sheev.
Oh my god.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
No one's doing that.
Bigger Luke is where I draw the line.
If we were doing Jar Jar, I would do the version from Riffs versus Star Wars, where he was the court jester for Padme and only spoke in Shakespearean quotes about death.
Oh my god!
And that's why she kept him around, because he was fun and he had a skull and soliloquy at all times.
I'm so fucking glad I have no idea what you're talking about.
We ran a game, and that's what we made. We did Phantom Menace, and Jar Jar, instead of him being whatever he was in the movie, he was Padme's court jester. She had a Gungan court jester, and he only spoke in Shakespearean quotes about death. And she's like, "He's so fun. He really lightens the mood."
Well, to be fair, in that story was Tom Riddle.
Yeah, they turned Anakin into Tom Riddle and made him go to Jedi school.
Oh my fuck!
We go to Space Hogwarts so he doesn't turn into an evil Jedi.
Oh yeah, whenever he was on screen, the Omen music would start playing, and they'd be like, "He's our adopted son. We adopted him and his mom from Tatooine, and we shot Watto with a gun."
Well, I mean, that I can't really mount any objections to.
It was great. Good times. Previous Star Wars games. Anyway, you guys have a really solid plan.
Fuck.
If you can handle this shit in Strait of Messina, all you have to do is take the overwhelming evidence of a Phantom Menace and take it to the Senate and, finger Palpatine as the Phantom Menace. And that's it. You did it. You solved Star Wars.
Yeah, this is a really solid prequel to the other fucking campaign at this point.
And then the Senate votes for impeachment, and they say no. And there we go.
Or before we can get out, Order 66 happens.
It's so on the way. It's amazing.
I mean, yeah, that's going to be really good. He Order 66s us with all 2 stormtroopers that are in the fucking Strait of Messina.
Republic ships are going to show up at the end to be like, "We're here to get you guys home. We're here to take care of things," and then the Order will go through, and it'll be a nightmare.
Yeah, I'll get to bash some Star Destroyers into Pope.
Right? It's gonna be great.
It just turns into that shitty Jedi. It just turns into that shitty Darth Vader apprentice game.
Oh my god!
Using the Force, just rip fucking Force Unleashed. Just using the Ghost Hand, just pull Star Destroyers out of fucking orbit.
So, on the completely opposite tonal note is Star Wars Fallen Jedi, like the game where you play this kid called Cal.
Yeah.
He's on that game. He's fucking terrible at being a Jedi. He doesn't know basic Jedi shit at all, and it's the best part of the game. He's just garbage at everything the Force does. And then when Vader shows up, who's the apex of it, you get outclassed so fast.
X gonna give it to you.
Mm-hmm. You can't do anything
Vader shows
against...
up and it turns into a horror movie.
It's so good, right? Because you can't do dick to him at all during that whole fight. You can only run. None of your cool over-leveled tricks works because Cal at his best is less than a knight in the Clone Wars. Because he's just not well trained. It's a great game thing. It sets the ceiling on his character so well that it lets you have stakes and troubles and shit, and appreciate the other characters who are stronger. It's a good underdog game for sure, and it's something that Star Wars doesn't seem to have the restraint to do anymore.
It also had the most interesting difficulty sliders I think I've seen in this generation of gaming.
I don't remember them. What were they like?
They straight up changed the genre of the game.
Oh yeah.
Because if you play it normally or God help you on the higher settings, it's a Dark Souls game.
Yeah,
straight up. There's a little bit of telegraphing, and you need to be very careful dodging, blocking, picking your moments to attack. You die very, very, very easily.
You even have an Estus flask.
Yeah, and yeah, you've even got kind of an Estus flask mechanic. And if you crank the difficulty down, you take so little damage, and hit stun is such a negligible element that you're able to just kind of play it like
An
God of
Uncharted
War.
adventure
You just
game.
run up and you just run up and wail on them, and you take a hit, and it's not a big deal. You do want to dodge the big attacks, but you can just sort of wade in and just go to town on things. And so like at the higher difficulty, it is Dark Souls. It is not just in the sense of it is difficult, but I mean it plays like Dark Souls, that you have to be just hyper paranoid about watching for telegraphs, dodging and blocking as much as you can, and limiting your combos because you will take a counter hit and eat shit, if you get too greedy. If you get very greedy at all, and on lower difficulty, you can just go to town, just an action game.
Yeah. Saving even refreshes the enemies in an area. Like at a save point?
It's absolutely set up. Yeah, absolutely. When you meditate, like it's not a bonfire, just like a little place
it
on the
basically is.
Yeah, when you meditate at like the game's equivalent of a bonfire, it resets the area. It's exactly like Dark Souls. Yeah, but if you pull the difficulty down, it doesn't play like a Souls game at all. It just plays like a 3D action game. Yeah. So I mean, it's not just easier. It gets to the point where it shifts the genre of the game. It's fucking wild.
Absolutely agreed. It's a definite recommendation from us.
Yep, really good game.
Very.
So anyway.
So role playing.
That's the kind of outline of the information you can get from the giant aliens and sort of what your plan is. It's twofold. You got to get Maul, and you got to get a ship that can go to the facility in between the Lagrange point of the Sisters and survive the strange gravity anomalies to get there. So that is the outline of your plan. You guys want to sit down and chat about it in game as the last sort of downtime scene before we transition to something else? Get a chance for all of you to get back into character.
Could.
Sure.
The question is, like, will we discuss it and you're repeating whatever we already had?
Yeah.
I guess I was just an opportunity to get back into.
So it seems that we need to get Trench to get the information on how to get to the black holes. And in order to get Trench on our side, we need to find Maul. And to find Maul, we need to go to the given homeworld because that's where he's hiding.
Yeah, he's looking for a ship. So if we can stop him from getting the ship, then we can get Maul hopefully fairly easily. I know it won't be, but
he is probably trying to escape, so we should go there as quickly as possible.
Yes. Keeping our eye out for any ships leaving the planet as we arrive.
Well, there shouldn't be too many after Lord Marshall is done with it, unfortunately.
I also have a suggestion that if we are able to talk to Maul and record his testimony, Trench might accept that along with the recording of the Emperor instead of taking Maul as a prisoner.
It's worth a try.
It's definitely worth it as a fallback. I don't like the thought of letting that madman run free for much longer. But if it comes to that, there are even larger stakes at play here than recapturing the Tyrant of Mandalore.
The rightful ruler. It's not his fault their culture is combat-based.
I'm assuming that's what he is. I haven't seen the episodes.
He's powered behind the throne or something.
I fucking haven't.
It's amazing. All right. So your crew, which comprises of Mandalorians, are on board with you guys going to get Maul and bringing him to justice or whatever. So good spirits on that.
Yeah. Big question mark on the justice there.
All right.
I'm sure he won't show up in the next game.
Not at all.
Yeah, let's go cut a deal with a war criminal to get a worse war criminal. The Republic way.
Amazing.
Yeah, sounds about right. So, any thoughts on your plans? Beyond that, like going to fight the Lord Marshal, the gravity of the stakes involved, anything like that. Fucking Shining Peaks, his arm withering off.
Yeah, I was sort of wondering if she was going to raise that as a subject, 'cause I recall her having 2 when I last saw her.
Right? Like, oh hey, you look different. Did you lose some weight?
Oh, Kim. You're so lovable. Scary man of droids. It seems to have lost an arm because ghost hand. You know how it goes. Everything must rhyme.
Okay.
What an upsetting
How's
justification
your
for your
arms?
arm withering off.
You know, stuff.
Do you want a robot one? Flexing robot arm?
No, I think that would just interfere, and I try to flex whatever stump I have, and that just it's like a ghost hand that just demolishes some table right next to it. See, it's kind of there. It's a ghost hand.
Okay. It's look of
Someone's
terror,
frowning.
confusion.
I think she's channeling all the power of the macrochlorian through that arm, and it appears to burn the flesh out.
I'm not sure how it works, but I'm not questioning it.
Be right back.
I'm just not curious about this at all. Seven just frowning, permanently frowning from here on out.
Well, if we ever run into the other ghost hand person, we can always ask what they know about it.
What other ghost hand person?
Well, were they just called ghost hand? From the organization?
Oh yeah, punished ghost hand. Right. I forgot about them because it's been years.
Almost literal, maybe.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, where's the given homeworld?
I don't remember its name beyond the given homeworld. It was called Terminal or something. Given
Terminus.
Homeworld. Right? Isn't that its fucking name? No, Yag'Dhul. That's its name.
Okay, Terminus is a Doctor Who serial. Right.
No, they call it Yag'Dhul for some reason. I have no idea what that means or what it could possibly be, but they're cryptographers and mathematician geniuses. They have shipyards.
Yes.
Fucking skeleton people. So, I guess the Necromore flies on in low over, Yag'Dhul and what remains of it after the sacking. The major capital cities that you can see from orbit are still smoking and show clear signs of being orbitally bombarded. There's ships in low orbit that are Necromonger that are some are flying, consistent colors, others aren't, and there's tense standoffs happening. Wreckage of Necromonger vessels and other vessels in low orbit, kind of falling to the planet's surface over time. It's clear stuff's been going on here when you come on in. So, how are you guys going to track down Maul amidst all this chaos?
I'm going to look for my Force UI to light up an area, because that's one of my moves.
Right. Okay. Sure. You can get the area down. You have a place to start looking.
Yeah. Cool.
It's near one of
use my little lantern.
Yeah, it's near one of the family shipyards, basically. The Yag'Dhul planet has basically clans of different types of workers and stuff that exist in their culture, and one of the shipbuilding ones is where Maul is.
I feel a powerful movement in the Force. That away.
All right, the Lantern playbook is just great for that.
Yeah, I have plot radar.
Yeah, conquest
Story's
icons.
somewhere
That's what
over
they're
there.
called from Riddick.
The what?
Peter just linked the conquest icons from Riddick, and yeah, those are definitely all over the place. 2,000 feet
so
tall.
basically, it's a giant spike ship that just drops onto the planet, releases a tons of fighters to just destroy everything, and then obliterates all life that has been subsumed into the necromongers.
Amazing.
Great name.
It's a statement. So anyway,
I can't believe we've gotten a game this good out of a movie that crappy.
I know. I tried to rewatch them recently because I'm like, fucking Chronicles of Riddick. I'm doing all the moves alongside him. And no, it doesn't hold up very well at all. Like, Keith David, I think, is in the movie.
There's a lot of actors in it, I think.
Claudia Black is in Pitch Black, and it's just so sad because the movie's so bad.
Really?
Wake up.
I remembered liking it when it came out.
Yeah,
So
me
did
too.
I.
Then again, I also distinctly remember, like, the thing I kept telling people is, if you want to see the impossible spectacle of Vin Diesel single-handedly carrying an entire movie on his back.
Yeah, no, like, that's the thing. I thought the same. I thought all of this stuff. And, like, on rewatch, it's like, oof, this movie's rough. Like, it has details that are really nice in it. Like there's little things like all the there's these like solar powered baubles everywhere that are just constantly among the crash site they find, and when you find out about the the problem with the planet being under darkness and full of monsters, it's like, oh, well, look at that payoff. How competent of them. But that's kind of it.
It's such a weird fucking series too, because you're like, all right, well, they had like this unexpected breakout hit character in this weird sci-fi movie, and now they're gonna give him his own thing, Chronicles of Riddick, and it was terrible. And it's like, oh, they're gonna do a spin-off video game that's going to suck. And it's like the best thing in the fucking series.
Confusing, right?
Like this,
and they're like,
this old Xbox game you can't play anymore.
Yeah, like people were saying that it has like some of the best, most satisfying like combat sections, and like dealing with the prison and stuff is really fun.
Oh yeah, and it apparently had like almost Dark Souls quality level design.
That's real bizarre. It's real bizarre. But yes, the given homeworld, you can see the province you kind of want to land down by. What's your next move for locating Maul?
Well, is there anybody alive?
Yeah. There are people alive all across this planet. It's just like, it's a sacked city, so it's people existing in the ruins.
Ask somebody.
Yeah, I'm assuming he'd be looking for either a spaceport or smugglers.
Okay. So, who would you be getting into contact with? Would you be landing, kind of doing a bit of on-the-ground investigation, that kind of thing? Like, 411 KM, you're local to the area, and you're a local celebrity.
Right. I can start asking around.
And you have the orb,
and
which grants you audience with anyone.
And I have the orb.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
And Sicarius has like crime contacts when
Yeah, exactly.
he gets back from being AFK.
Exactly. So, who do you want to reach out to?
Well, we could always land in the dock and ask the dock workers.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right.
Let's just land at the dock and ask the dock workers.
What are you throwing them? Like, what are you throwing at them? What kind of requests? What are you telling them that you're looking for?
Maul's pretty obvious. He's hard to miss.
Like a half cyborg demon man, like the devil. Have you guys seen the devil?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I've actually forgotten. Does he have like regular robot legs at this point, or he's still like a robo spider?
No, he has regular legs. The robo spider legs didn't last. Like he's been having regular legs since you met him.
Okay.
Have you seen the guy with a wicked face paint?
And robot.
Have you seen the guy that looks exactly like Darth Maul?
Right.
Are you familiar with
super
the
criminal?
Mandalore?
Yeah. Known super criminal, Maul.
He's like physically describing any Zabrak, and people just end up thinking KM is racist.
Oh no. It's like, yeah, all Saber except cybernetic parts.
No, they don't.
So, The ones that come from Dathomir do. Soon enough. So, give me a roll, guys. Give me something to direct the session. Do you want to be speaking softly with people? Do you want to be looking closely? Do you want to be talking sense to people who are maybe not wanting to share information with outsiders because they're afraid? What do you got?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me see here.
Well, let's see. Stats, moves. What do they do? Moves closely. Speak softly. Sure, I'll speak softly. I've got good wisdom. 7
right.
plus 3, 10.
Okay, I was
Okay.
going to back her up, but she doesn't need it.
Yeah, we're good. We're on the right track. All right, ask your questions.
Let's see. Maul. What are they doing, and what were they doing, and what are they going to do next?
Maul has accumulated a gang of marauders and raiders under his banner because that's just what he's good at, and he is using them to siege a given bunker holdout that supposedly has a ship in it that is capable and sturdy enough to survive leaving the storm that the sisters create on the outside of the system.
Okay.
Hold on, this ship belongs to who now?
A holdout of given that are still in a bunker that have kind of gone on lockdown ever since the sacking happened.
And I'm getting the feeling that it might survive the gravitational pull of a couple of black holes directly.
Funny thing about given construction, they tend to over-engineer for those types of scenarios.
All right. Well, this sounds like a kill two birds with one stone scenario.
We're here to liberate you. Stop resisting.
Oh God, I'm an idiot.
Or as they say in Halifax, get two birds stoned at once.
I'm an idiot. Before we came here, I should have quizzed Rude War on basically everything he knows about Maul.
You can still do that.
I mean, he can be here with us.
Yeah, he lives on your ship.
Yeah. All right, fuck it. We've got him with us, and let's assume that we've been playing 20 questions with him. How much does he know about Maul? Beyond
spent a bunch of years
beyond
Maul.
the public information.
He spent a bunch of years with Maul in jail, in super jail, so he has a pretty good handle on his humors and personality. What are you looking for specifically? And I can kind of fill you in on that.
Actually, this is. If the answer is yes, I may have to beat the shit out of Rude War. Does he? Do we have any reason to be aware of the connection between Maul and Palpatine?
Rudewar doesn't know that Palpatine is Maul's master. What Rudewar does know, though, is that Maul had a master, and he talked about this all the time. His master was grooming him to be the second most important person in the galaxy, and had basically plans within plans, wheels within wheels to accomplish that, and take over everything and claim to have power over both the Republic and the Empire, and was basically insinuating and infiltrating them and using them against each other for his own gains. But Rudewar knew that was called the Phantom Menace. He knew that Maul was the apprentice of some sort of bigger threat that was never revealed from the initial Naboo investigation. But Maul is obsessed with this person and is driven by two motivations that are in conflict. He wants revenge on someone, probably his master and probably other people, to the point of sabotaging himself. And he wants his own piece of the galaxy, something that he can call his, to make up for the fact that he almost had everything and had stolen away from him, and his life was basically stolen away from him because he was groomed from childhood to be this apprentice that got sidelined. with those bits of information, you can kind of map out his motivations.
And Ridwar never thought to drill on the identity of this Sith.
Maul wouldn't really
I guess Maul was evasive.
Maul was evasive. Even probably to keep Rudar in the dark, because Maul likes to give information out as power and use it for that kind of shit. But also because Maul just seemed super afraid to invoke his name or give people information about him in case that got back to him, and it would give him a reason to follow up on where Maul was.
Makes sense.
But Maul was pretty honest when he did speak about him. Ancient, powerful, manipulative, and everyone is fooled by him.
And we know that Maul hates this motherfucker, and would love to throw a spoke in his wheel, and would love to throw a stick in his wheels.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
All right.
Now that you know about some of the clone issues, Rudwar can kind of backfill Maul talking about how his master has some sort of final plan, some sort of master stroke. This will destroy both sides forever and all of his enemies and bring down the Republic. And Maul just couldn't envision what that was because he never was let in on that. He didn't know, but he knew the shape of it. He knew it had to be a really big board-sweeping stroke. And if you guys are able to put together the clone conspiracy enough, that would match up with it. You could make that leap and validate it a bit.
Okay.
So with that, any more questions? Any more things you want to poke at? Anyone?
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think. All right. Sounds like we have everything.
All right. So, Steph, did you have any questions left from that move that you want to fill in?
That was basically it. What's he doing? Oh, right.
We always ask what the people need here in case we want to help them and get some fellowship.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. What do people need here? And what should I be wary of?
So people here need protection from the Necromonger raiders and resources. Is there anything else you think these people would need, considering that the capital is fallen and all supply chains are breaking down?
Resources would be the big one. Resources and protection, yeah.
Or evacuation.
Well, I mean, possibly ideally they'd stay on their home world, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what was that last question?
What should I be wary of?
There was talk, people know that Maul's on plan and people know that Maul's running his own gang right now, but there's been talk that Maul might be on the move because he's being hunted by a witch and her husband and brothers.
Oh, God damn it.
So,
all right.
That's in play.
All right. Also good to know.
All right.
That's my 3 questions.
So, how do you guys want to go about apprehending Maul or getting Maul for the information you need?
Well, why not just contact him?
I mean, yeah, we left on fairly good terms, if I remember correctly.
We could just be like, hey, Maul, what's up?
Okay, and how...
Rude War's point of contact?
Yeah, that'd be a good bit of leverage to use, too. Maul has weird obsessions about getting apprentices. Rudor was never able to probe really that much further into it, but Maul seems to just be looking for someone to hang out with or to have someone that they can train. It's all part of this thing where Maul wants a piece of the world that is his own, as far as Rudar can say, or as far as Rudar can pick up on it. It's just this thing that's stuck in his head. He needs an apprentice, or he needs someone that he can pass on his pain and point of view onto, so they can take up the cause.
So, throughout all those years he spent together, did he ever mention, Obi-Wan? How much he hates him and so on and so on?
That's tied into the revenge thing. There are people Maul obsesses over to the point that he'll abandon. Like, it's those two conflicting things. He has this desire to have his own place in the galaxy, and he has this overwhelming desire for revenge against the people that have wronged him, and it just makes him crazy. And like, they're always in conflict. So like, Rudar doesn't. He didn't mention Kenobi like by name, but like Rudar could tell he has an enemies list, Richard Nixon style. That he's looking to work through.
Actually, while we're talking to Maul, Sicarius, what do you think about infiltrating the bunker, talking to the given in there, and promising them resources and supplies in exchange for the ship?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Since you're the sneaky guy and could probably get in there a lot easier without... So that we're not fighting Maul and his stuff, but can also get a message to them.
Okay,
yes.
So the main conflict I sort of see happening is Maul, when you reach to him, is going to be pinned down because a witch is trying to capture him and turn him into her new husband, as is her right as a Dathomir witch and as his fate as a Dathomir male, who's powerful with the Force. So he definitely needs someone to help extract him from this situation because he doesn't want to get hitched to a witch.
Right.
Who wants to use him as a slave because that's how it works on Dathomir.
Right.
Boy boss. The other side of it will be probably getting the Given in the bunker to cooperate so they don't try something drastic like drive the ship through the bunker to escape or take their cyanide capsules because they don't want to be captured by Maul, the Tyrant of Mandalore.
Right.
Fair.
So how about we set this up for the next session where the main conflict will be getting Maul and the Given off of Yag'Dhul away from a witch.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That sounds good.
And then we can kind of flip between, the infiltration of the bunker and the witch's forces.
Yeah, sounds
I remember
fun.
her name. She's one of the only NPC's names I remember. Her name is Sister Despondia.
Oh, God.
And she has her previous ex-husband, Art and Moth, Killer Moth with her, as well as her brothers, Korg and Zet, the other Zabrak males that you met previously in a cutscene, and her new husband, Nos 482, the droid that has blood inside of it that her wife, Dr. Poison, made for her. And they're all trying to grab Darth Maul so that can be her new husband. He is strong and powerful.
Amazing.
That's like a whole thing.
It's a whole thing, and it's something I did telegraph a little bit earlier on. It just never got a chance to fully mature because we live in the second year of 2020.
Second year of this 2-week lockdown.
What?
The second year of the March lockdown. This is the 25th March in a row we've lived through, and we've gotten exceedingly efficient at it.
Oh,
God.
Amazing.
All right, so next session's plans then, it sounds like are save a boy boss, heal Ian's connection with his brother, and prepare for the fucking denouement. Oh, damn, I keep using that word and I'm probably using it wrong. With the Lord Marshal at his space installation. So maybe 3 sessions.
Yeah, I think that's more of a showdown in this case. But
yeah, that's the word. We're coming down to the Avengers Endgame. Open bracket 2020 close bracket.
And we managed to get through a whole game! All of us together at one time!
With only one issue.
Before midnight.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'll prep that set
for
piece and set up stuff. What was that, Pete?
Yeah. Normally we don't even start by now.
Right? I know, right? Jesus H. Christ. So I'll prep all of that. We have all our ducks in a row here. You just have to get Maul and the ship out of there and away from Sister Despondia and her forces. And the next 2 sessions, or the next sessions that happen, will focus on you guys going to where the Lord Marshal is and having the showdown with him and putting a stop to this once and for all.
What's up?
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. So, I was Devin.
I was Stephanie.
Peter.
Ian.
Holden.
And this is sponsored by nobody. Signing off.